YouTube Liam, this one is about hard water and what it does to cooling systems. This here is the lid off my coffee maker, coffee pot, craft, whatever you want to call it. You know, the glass pot that sits there that the coffee goes into, and this sits up against the filter basket. There's a little thing that once this is out, that goes down and closes and keeps the liquid in the filter basket till you put the craft back. This is black, and you could see, or hopefully you could see, as beige discolorations on there. That is not from coffee. That is actually from what's in the water. Coffee will give it a bit of a discoloration, darker brown discoloration, but that lighter beige and white in the center there, if you can see that, and I really can't see in the phone because I got sunlight on the back of the screen, and on the bottom side, that there is from coffee. And I know this needs clean. I'll switch to the other carafe. Yes, I have a carafe from another old one that died. Anyways, this is what this water does to a coffee maker. We have to clean our coffee makers out here at the bare minimum every 2.5-3 months. But more likely, or it really should be done once every 30 days or sooner, because the lime buildup will actually cause coffee makers to stop working. In the Dayton, Ohio area, more Keurigs are thrown away because they have lime buildup inside that is just stopping up everything. And I've taken apart like 5 or 6 of them for scrap metal, because they have stainless inside them and other things. And yeah, you separate out your scrap, or you can throw it out for a whole appliance at a reduced rate, and you just don't get as much. Anyways, Keurigs and regular coffee makers in this area, they all suffer the same fate. People do not clean the Keurigs out, and Keurig says in this area you must clean your coffee maker out if you use it daily, every 3 weeks to 6 weeks. Leaving them with this water inside all the time will ruin them. And it's not covered under the Keurig warranty either. That is, you know, a maintenance thing. They expect you to follow their instructions to clean it out. Anyways, off the coffee makers and on the cars. That stuff there, the water in this area is what you call very hard water. It has a lot of lime in it. And the old commercial property I used to rent, that's, 8-minute drive from here, that well on that property was not potable or potable, depending on how you want to say it. It was non-consumable water. You could flush a toilet with it. You could supposedly shower with it. You could wash your hands with it, but you were not supposed to consume it. It had iron in it to where it would turn white toilet bowls orange in about a month, and you just could never get the orange stains out of the toilet bowl. Well, and the landlord would dump bleach into the well to knock some of the iron suspension down. Basically, if you put a couple things in there, the suspended iron in the water tends to seep down into the well and not be as bad coming out of your taps. Now, then again, this was not for drinking, so nobody was drinking that water they put bleach in, so don't get bent out of shape there. Worst we were doing is washing our hands with it. Anyway, so using that water in cars was a good way to ruin somebody's radiator. This stuff here, when mixed with your full strength antifreeze, causes your cooling system to look like that on the inside. It closes up your coolant passages. It will close up small coolant bypass tubes, like for throttle body heaters on some of your front wheel drive cars and some of your GMs. Those little small tubes that are a 5/16 hose bib. or I'm sorry, not 5/16, they're smaller than that, the 1/4 inch hose bib, 1/4 inch inside diameter line. Those there, or the smaller ones, they can build up and close off, and then you got a problem in the cooling system that leads to the car overheating. This stuff here will clog up the bottom of a radiator to where you have to take your radiator, if it's something like the 84 half-ton Chevy truck I had that was originally a city service vehicle. It had HD cooling, and they ordered it with extra heavy duty radiator, and because it was a fleet vehicle, it had the same radiator size, core size, as a 454, but it had small block Chevy side tanks. That was something GM did on some of the 82 to 87 fleet trucks. Even with the 305, they offered heavy duty cooling off fleet truck, and they got a more heavy duty radiator than the general public did. So that radiator, to replace it at the time, was over $350. It was brass side tank, copper brass core, and to get a replacement, and it was an original Harrison radiator made in Dayton, Ohio. So it was better to get it cleaned out, because the Chinese ones never matched the quality or performance of a real Dayton, Ohio Harrison radiator. Besides the fact, just outside Dayton, Ohio, I actually knew one of the guys that worked on the line and built that radiator. I know a lot of the old guys that worked the GM plants around here. That's why I'm so passionate about GM stuff, and GM stuff that was made here in America, and GM stuff that was made here in Dayton, Ohio. Growing up, and throughout the years, I've known more than 500 GM employees. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. If you get coolant and you have your mixture at 50-50, you will have a boil over point of like 230 some degrees, and a freeze protection to 34 below zero. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it said on the bottle 34 below zero. I'm just going off the specs on the back of my antifreeze bottle. I buy it pre-mixed. So that's what you get automatically. You're not messing around and guessing and getting like 45% water, 65% antifreeze, or 30% antifreeze and 70% water, which does you not very much good. Now you can run 70% antifreeze, 30% water. Your boil point, I don't believe, goes up, but the cold protection goes down to like minus 40 Fahrenheit, which at minus 40 Celsius and Fahrenheit are almost identical. This is stuff that sticks in my craw. Anyways, this water here, and the Heber Heights is on the same aquifer as where I live now, and Heber Heights has finally decided that they're going to build a water softening plant to pre-soften the water. In this area, all the water heaters, and it's this whole general area, it's the lime in the water. Water heaters start making a swishing sound after so long, or a popping sound. Electric ones pop more. Gas ones, they tend to swish, then pop, bang. And that is from lime. In a gas water heater, it forms little balls that swish around, and as they get up to temperature, they pop, crack. In an electric, you don't hear the swishing so much, but when they come in contact with the element, you hear the pop, crack. Anyways, water heaters, you take them to the scrapyard, and they'll take the claw and smash them and see how much water comes out, and sometimes they deduct that from your weight. And I've had that happen. You open the drain on them, And sometimes you can't get 20, 30 gallons of water out because the lime is preventing the water from coming out of the water tank. You could take and break that hose bib off there thinking it's just that stopping it. No, it's not. And that's why, they take them at the mail yard and they squeeze the life out of them with the picker claw thing, so they can see how much water was in it and then deduct that from your weight. And I understand that. They're not buying water. They're buying it as an unclean appliance, but they're not buying the water. They're buying everything else. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. The water here is hard. The city of Huber Heights is going to pre-soften the water for the residents. So it goes from being very, very hard water to, a pre-softened. It's not going to be like some cities like, I think it's Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or there's some other cities out. I want to say Wisconsin, areas like that they soften the water before they send it to the customers, and it's all the way soft. I don't think this is going to be that soft. You'll still have to have water softeners, yet it will have a lot of the lime removed, and the city's wanting to do that because it's going to save them money in maintenance in the long run. All the water meters build up with lime. They get to the point where after so many years they just have to shut the street off and change the meter, because the shut-offs on each side of it, the public shut-off, which is like for your plumber or the homeowner or the handyman that comes out at 3 in the morning because there's water spraying everywhere. On the one side of the meter, which is after the meter face, you got a valve here before the meter face and one here after the meter face. One after the face is public side. One before the face is only for the utility to use. Well, they will get so corroded up or so much stuff in there that neither will shut off. And they change a lot of meters. It also costs them a lot of maintenance and what it does to the pipes. Okay, I'm going to end this. There's a refuse truck coming. I'll talk to you all later.